And the lights eventually turn green, and we are off and racing at the second round of the UCI Cross Country Short Track World Cup. Zina Fry makes an absolutely superb start. Jen Jackson alongside her, and then Sevilla Blanc as they head onto the climb for the first time, Ollie. There's Alessandra Keller in the all-red, so the UCI World Cup overall title holder alongside the UCI World Champion. As we look at the whoop live of Loana Lecomte, 172 beats per minute.
I think once with this race, it's going to get faster and faster. Like that last 2 laps will be the key. Everyone just testing each other out at the moment.
There's Jolanda Neff just in our shot momentarily there. Neff currently in 12th place alongside Laura Steger. Excuse me, 13th now. Eibel's just pulled past her. So that group behind them trying to bridge across.
Evie Richards now doing a good lap this lap, back into 4th position. Candice Lewell after that strong start just dropping back, and she's now 8th or 9th. Ideally, like I say, early in the race, you want to be in that front 5, and it's Richards hitting the front.
Richards hits the front now. Jenny Risford in the green jersey coming up alongside her. So for the first time, we're seeing the UCI World Champion's hand here up this climb.
In this climb here, we see Candice Lewell just on the corner banging bars. And it's how quick the tables can turn. She was 2nd place before, now she's already back in 12th position.
Richards really attacking on that climb, and she knows she will always back herself in the descent against anybody else in the world. And now Evie Richards putting some pressure on the front of this race for Trek Factory Racing.
Yolanda Neff doing a great short track, just working up the outside.
Yolanda Neff, we saw her sort of Neff trying to get to the front of this one. She sort of faded during the cross-country Olympic race as she slots into 2nd now ahead of Evie Richards, but said she just got her pacing wrong, cooked herself a little bit, and just getting used to running at the front again. But Yolanda definitely back with a bang in 2025. Definite signs of recovery as Jenny Risford's 2016 Olympic champion at the front now for Canyon Collective. Really was Kate Courtney now on the right-hand side, joining the party as well in the all black of that new setup of hers on the number 7 bike, just riding through your shot now. Jen Jackson being really combative early doors here in Araxá. Jenny Risford, Evie Richards getting lower and lower over the top tube of that trek as this race goes on.
So this pattern now, these little gaps appear. That time the pressure from Jen Jackson on the climb and then on the descent, and then they just get let off a little bit and it all regroups. This is where we see Evie Richards last week in this race, just was always in the right place at the right time, and then on that last lap, 1st place into the climb, and then could put her power into practice.
She really has. She's developed that climbing, that sort of ascending attack as well. We always knew she was superb on the descents, having trained with downhill legend Tracy Mosley in the UK, also from Malvern, of course. Lap 5 out of 7 already. Kate Courtney leads them here at the UCI Cross Country Short Track World Cup, the 2nd round from Araxá, Brazil, in as many weeks. And it's been a while since we've seen Courtney take to the lead of a UCI World Cup race, Ollie.
Took her a couple of laps working her way through, but full of confidence now. She's going to hit that climb first. And I don't think it's a bad tactic just to roll at the front a little bit along that grass section.
And it's all kicking off at the front. It's now the UCI Cross Country Short Track World Champion Evie Richards, the white jersey with the rainbow stripes and the number 10 track, leading the way from Jenny Risford, the Swedish rider, ahead of Zina Fry. And again, Evie Richards attacking them on the descent, Ollie.
Yeah, she was going deep into that one, carrying so much speed. And you see there was little gaps appearing from this front 3 now, or even the front 2 as Vizvez. This is the biggest gap we've seen so far, and it was the pressure from Richards on that climb. Clearly the form short track rider.
Keller pedaling her way around that little wooden berm as they come together, the 4 of them at the front.
Decent gap now, 4 or 5 seconds back to Courtney.
What do you think, Keller? Oh, you see Kate Courtney just looking around, and that 2nd group, Ollie, trying to figure out who's going to lead the attack on that gap ahead to this one. There's Evie Richards, the UCI World Champion, in 3rd now.
I thought that was going to stick, that little gap then, but
yeah, the pack has got them back in.
Keen. We know.
And now Jen Jackson launches an attack on the number 19 Orbea. Jen Jackson, right where Haley Batten attacked them last year here in Araxá, moves to the front and keeps on going. And now it's a question of, are they going to stay with her?
Took a few riders by surprise. Evie Richards first to react, Zina Fry as well.
Zina Fry looking razor sharp at the front of this one as they head onto the climb. This could be really, really telling now. Jen Jackson ups the pace. Can anyone live with her on this climb? Evie Richards in second wheel for the time being. Zina Fry in third. Wristfits getting pushed to the right-hand side.
That was a good attack by Jackson up the outside. Took him by surprise, going from 2 to go. I think this is what you've got to do to beat Richards.
Really, really punchy stuff from Jen Jackson up that climb. Richards makes it up in second, then it's Wristfits, then Fry, then Keller as they head into the rock section for the penultimate time.
And we know how quick Jen Jackson is on the descent. Whether she and Evie Richards riding really fast tonight, whether they can pull clear. Jackson just styling it up.
As they head through the jump section. And there's a slight gap forming now back to Zina Fry. She's coming into the clutches of her compatriot, Alessandra Keller. Meanwhile, out front, it's all about the 19. Jen Jackson heads the UCI World Champion, Evie Richards. Then it's Jenny Wristfits. Jackson, Richards, Wristfits, 1, 2, 3 here in Araxá. The pace just cooled slightly by Jackson as they head round now.
I think this is good for Jackson. If she can just, I think she'd be really happy with the top 3. So I think for her, if she can just lead this one and drive it, I don't think that's a bad shout. Stop riders like Keller getting back on terms.
As they hit the final lap here in round 2, Araxá. It's Jackson, Richards, Wristfits, but the group is back together again. Keller, Blurklinger, Fry, Steger, Kohler, Pedersen, Lecomte, your top 10. Sammy Maxwell back in 11th. Let's see if an attack goes here again, but it's now Richards turning the screw at the front. Evie Richards, is she going to have to go long here?
And you don't want to let Evie Richards hit this climb at first. You've got to do everything you can to close her out.
Kohler on the number 13 Ghost bike. So, on the last lap here in Araxá, that traditional springboard is bypassed. It's going to come on this hill, or it is going to come on the descent from it.
Laura Steger just moving up the inside as well, up into 4th.
Here we go, Evie Richards over the bars, digs deep. Kohler digs deeper, right up the centre. Nicole Kohler, the number 13 bike in the red jersey. Richards not done yet. Wristfits fighting for space with Steger behind her.
And that's what you had to do. Nicole Kohler can't let Richards lead this section. Took the front wheel away from Evie.
Look how hard Evie Richards is working in second spot, but it is this Swiss woman, Nicole Kohler, who will lead them up to the top of that climb for the last lap. Into the rock section now. The front end of the lap goes dancing through the rocks.
And this is where it's so technical. All of the riders at their limit.
Who's going to hit the bridge first? It's going to be Kohler, you know.
Laura Steger, one of the best descenders in the field, just trying to close that gap to the front 3.
Great, great ride from Ronja Blurklinger in 6th as it stands, but up front.
And Nicole Kohler as well, really stepping up last weekend. And clearly in the best form of her life.
Nicole Kohler for Ghost Factory Racing is about to lead the UCI World Champion Evie Richards. Jenny Wristfits, a former Olympic champion, into a sprint finish here in Araxá. Nicole Kohler has yet to win a UCI Short Track World Cup. Evie Richards wants to become the most successful short track rider in elite women's history. Moves to the front now. Now Richards has to get going. Is she going to become? Is she going to take Pauline Ferrand-Prévost's record from her? As they head on to the finish straight. Evie Richards digs deep, Nicole Kohler digs deep. Evie Richards takes Pauline Ferrand-Prévost's wins record from her. Evie Richards, the most successful elite woman in cross-country short track history. Whoa. Behind her, Kohler, Wristfits. Here she is, the most successful UCI cross-country short track World Cup rider in the history of the sport so far.